What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream. Happy Monday, happy start of the week to everybody tuning in. Hope you're all well, hope you had a great weekend. Looking forward to another good and positive week ahead. So big up to everyone tuning in. C-Unit business. It wasn't a very happy Sunday for Chelsea fans. I'm sorry, I'm going to get it out the way early. You know, I had the game on. I was thinking, you know, this could be easy work. I see Chelsea get beat 3-0 by Leeds. Koulibaly sent off, you know. It's, you know, Premier League's a little bit different for a lot of these defenders, that is for sure. Before we get into the video, let me go into, I might call it Koulibaly mode, the way he was getting spun yesterday. I don't even know if I should call it Granit Xhaka mode. But anyway, let's slow it down. Let's not miss the comments. And yeah, I have to admit, apologies, Chelsea fans. I really did enjoy watching Chelsea get bopped. And I think it makes you realise how lucky we are to have Gabriel Jesus when you see teams with no striker. You know, I know Man City won the league with no striker, but Chelsea are starving for a striker. You know, Havertz is not the answer. And by the way, it's Monday. And, you know, people were getting timeouts last week for outrageous comments. It was banter, but then it got a bit too far. Everybody started running with it. And King Bobus has come in with a super chat. He said, Mitrovic is better than Henry. I mean, was it a good weekend? I don't know what you've been doing, you know. And all I will say is thank you for the super chat. And we'll see you in 3 minutes, King Bobus. It's an outrageous comment. First one of the day. 3 minutes on the naughty step for you. And yeah, Ray, I will stand up for Tottenham, of course. I've gone with the old school shirt today. And I did like this shirt. I think I prefer the collar on this one more than the new one. I still don't like that button up with the collar on it and stuff like that. But anyway. By the way, we're top of the league, people. Let me just say it. We are top of the league. I said we are top of the league. Haters will say there's only been 3 games, but I don't care. We're there, and you have to live in the moment. The power of now, people. We're top of the league. Yes, Ash, we're top of the league. Man City dropped points yesterday. We're the only team in the Premier League that has won their opening 3 matches. Can we continue? Omar, are we trusting the process? Listen, I'm enjoying what's happened at the start of the season, you know, but I'm not going to get carried away, you know. Yeah, no shame. Shameless FC. Shameless in 4K over here, people. Just end the league. I want the league to finish today. Just lock it off. In fact, don't lock it off today because it's Man United against Liverpool today, and I feel like I want to watch Man United, more pain inflicted on them before they end the league. But let's get into a few of the comments in the chat. Big up to everyone for tuning in. Make sure you lick down the like button. C-Unit business. Big up everyone tuned in on Twitch and everyone watching on YouTube. 49 undefeated, George, man. Let's roll back the years. E-Ross are just out of the gym watching the best channel on YouTube. Totally agree, bro. Big up yourself. Would you take Maguire over Saliba? I would, Jake. I will see you in 3 minutes. I'd take him if I needed a fridge. And I need to put some drinks and yogurts in the fridge. Apart from that, no chance. Big up King Henry. Yeah, Usyk dealt with AJ, man. I didn't do the watch along, to be fair, because I watched the fight with Cruz and he was like, Dad, I want to watch it. You know, when I do the watch along, I have to turn the volume down and all that. So AJ put up a great fight. I can't lie. He didn't disgrace himself. I think he gave everything. I just think Usyk was the better fighter. And listen, styles make fights. I think a smaller, quicker heavyweight is almost the kryptonite to AJ. So, yeah, he got to go back down the ladder, you know, maybe go and fight Dillian White and Joe Joyce and them, man, now. Anthony said, just got his daughter her first Arsenal kit. That's how good we're playing. It's got to be done sometimes, right? It's got to be done sometimes, you know. As much as I criticise the kits, I'm always buying them for my use. So, yeah, it is what it is. I said, what was the rant at the end of the fight? I think it was pure emotion. I think he went over the top. Because ultimately, to me, when somebody wins a fight, they're entitled to have their moment. They're the champion. And I think looking back, AJ would have been disappointed with the way he reacted, throwing the belts, taking the microphone. He should have let Usyk have his moment. But I got to be honest, I've been very critical of AJ for being so corporate all the time. So I didn't actually mind him showing some raw emotion. He just maybe didn't handle it in the right way. But listen, it is what it is. Enough of the boxing talk, people. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk football. We're top of the Premier League. We're enjoying life right now. And we got a good victory at the weekend against the Cherries. Them Cherries got popped. I'm sorry for the for the phrase. But yeah, Darren, we popped the Cherries. And Bournemouth, listen, man, looking at Bournemouth, I think they're going to do very well to be in the Premier League next season. That's not taking anything away from Arsenal. I just thought Bournemouth were way off it. They haven't signed too many players since getting promoted. I think they're trying to stick with the majority of the players that got them up. I don't think they'll be in the Premier League next season. Divided by 7 with the super chat. I know I get 3 minutes for this, but Jesus plays kind of like TT, picks up in midfield, goes past 4 or 5 defenders, just reminds me of the King, just saying. See, I don't mind that, because even though it's a little bit crazy what you're saying, you're bigging us up, right? So I'll accept that. So you don't get 3 minutes on the naughty step for that. I'm supporting that kind of comment for now, people. Don't worry, the table will get shown in due course. It will be shown today, that is for sure. Anyway, let's get into the latest transfer news, people, before we look back over the game. So let's talk about the latest transfer news. As you can see, the headline of today's show: Arsenal are in for Pedro Neto. Not paper talk, not speculation, factual movements from Arsenal. David Ornstein, first thing this morning, sends the fan base into meltdown. Arsenal's transfer priority is Pedro Neto. Discussions for over a month. Arsenal to George Mendes, Mendes to Wolves. Wolves don't plan to sell the 22-year-old winger yet, and Arsenal can't spend excessively, so the deal is not easy, but the interest is concrete and unanimous. So, I'm going to give you a few details here that I've written down, that I can sort of break down how this deal maybe could or couldn't happen. I just want to say personally, I think that Pedro Neto is a baller. I like him, right? I know some people have said, maybe his stats are not amazing. I think he's got bags and bags of potential. He's skillful. He's left-footed. He can play left wing or right wing. He's a Portuguese international. He's played in the Premier League for a couple of years now, so he knows the league. I think he would be a fantastic signing for Arsenal. I really do. I like him. Like Mr. Smith saying, he has had the knee injury. It wasn't as bad as an ACL, and I think he'll be all right. Let's break down the whole situation. Arsenal have been talking to his agent for over a month. His agent is George Mendes. Arsenal never used to work with the likes of George Mendes, Mino Raiola, rest in peace, who passed away. But Arsenal changed after the Alexis Sanchez Mkhitaryan swap. They decided to start working with the big agents. Now, George Mendes' company, the agent of Fabio Vieira, works for George Mendes' company. So George Mendes and Edu negotiated the Fabio Vieira deal. So yeah, we do have to hail Edu for working with these mega agents again and getting us back on talking terms with these agents. Now, Mendes is Neto's agent, and we have been in talks with him for over a month. Now, I get the impression, if you've been speaking to Mendes for over a month, then I would believe that Neto wants to sign for Arsenal, right? He said he's an Arsenal fan. That's his favourite English club. And I think Neto would sign for Arsenal. It's a World Cup year. He's on the fringes of the Portuguese squad. I think a move to Arsenal would be a big step up for him. However, this is where the problem lies with this deal, people. As Ornstein is saying here, Arsenal can't spend excessively. We are getting to a point where financial fair play is going to become an issue for Arsenal. You look at the players that we've sold. We got an initial 4 million for Bernd Leno. We got 9 million for Guendouzi. We got 3.5 million for the Greek defender. I forget his name. I completely forgot his name. You know what I'm talking about. Mavropanos. So Arsenal have not earned decent money in this window. And we've spent, in excess of £120 million now. Arsenal need to sell to order to balance the books with this deal. So Arsenal basically need to get rid of the likes of Pepe, the likes of Ainsley Maitland-Niles in order to balance the books to get this deal done now. It's been reported that Wolves are prepared to sell him for £50 million. Arsenal, apparently, first offer will be around £35 million. So if they can meet somewhere at 40, 41, 42 million, maybe we can get a deal done for Pedro Neto. I have to admit, people, I'm excited for this deal. I like him. I think he's a quality player. I think he gives us strength in depth. We have to get a winger in order to give Saka a rest at times. He plays too much football, consistently looks tired towards the end of games. So I want to know your thoughts, people. How highly do you rate Neto? Are you happy with that signing? They want 50. We've offered 35. Do you think we meet somewhere in the middle at 40, 42 million? Would you be happy with Pedro Neto? Predominantly a right winger, would be good competition for Saka, would also give us that ability to rotate. I would be absolutely all over this deal. So let me know in the comments what you think. Big up to DJ Sweets, who's become a member on the channel. Really appreciate that, bro. Thank you for joining the community. Alvin said Pedro Neto. Yes, Nimbo wants a poll. Let's get the first poll up of the day. More polls than a US strip club, people. Would you take Pedro Neto or would you look elsewhere? I mean, I have to admit, and I'm going to put this out there. Watch match of the day at the weekend. And the boy Zaha, I know what some of you are thinking. Some of you are thinking, not this again. Not Wilfried Zaha. We've had this discussion so many times. He's not the... Listen, I would still take Wilfried Zaha, people. I'm sorry. I know we're in a situation now where people look at 29 as you're too old, you're finished. But I still think Zaha he's a player I would bring in. I seen this man ripping man apart of the weekend. He had his best goal scoring season last season. I would still take. I'm still Wilfried Zaha FC. Are you happy with Pedro Neto to Arsenal, or would you go with someone else? There's the first poll of the day, people. Matty Cash got spun, absolutely spun. Peely said Zaha is destroying defences every week. Omar said I would take him all day. Clemmy said, or Kill Me, sorry, said not Zaha. St. Maximin would cook, he'd be very expensive. Get Neto in the door, said 3-pointer. Somebody just said Zaha stinks of Willian. Part 2. I don't think so, because I think Willian was 32 at the back end of his career, leaving Chelsea where he'd had great success in terms of trophies. Zaha even won a trophy in his career, unless he won one at Man United where he wasn't a main player. I think Zaha is starving, absolutely starving. Would I go for Zaha instead of Neto? I mean, I think for the here and now, like right now this season, who do I think has more effect on this Arsenal team? I think Zaha has more than Neto. The problem is Arsenal are very much a business, and Zaha does not represent good business in the sense that he's 29, so in 3 years you probably can't get hardly any money for him. Where Neto is 22, Neto in 3 years could be worth 80 million if he developed to Arsenal. So for me, right here and now, I would love Zaha. Long-term thinking would tell me to go for Neto. I would be absolutely delighted with either one. I think Zaha is one of the most ferocious wingers in the league. He destroys people. He bodies wingers. He bodies fullbacks. So I would take either one, to be honest. I don't think we want Zaha, though. I've got to be honest. I think we're looking for the 22, 23 kind of player. So, but I'd take both of them. Rob said Zaha is the one. It's easy. Jashar said, big up Curtis, with my Arsenal hat on. I want Zaha so badly, but with his Palace hat on, he's just too good for you. Zaha and Jesus up front. Imagine like Zaha, Saka, Jesus. It's ferocious. And that's no disrespect to Martinelli, but I'd be happy with either one. I can't lie. Tucky said he's not a winger, but I'd love Ward-Prowse. It's interesting with Ward-Prowse, isn't it? Our England international, Southampton captain, 26, 27, brilliant at set pieces. I've never seen one major club linked with him, you know. So is he just a set piece merchant? I think he's a little bit better than a set piece merchant, but not necessarily an elite centre mid. Arteta in Big C, top of the league, says Eddie. Listen, Arteta, as I always say, continue to do what we're doing at the moment. And he'll get full praise, full credit from me. And long may it continue. As you know, people, I've not always quite been Arteta's biggest fan, which I think has been justified, but he's doing the business right now. But it is early in the season. As much as I'm delighted and I'm singing we are top of the league and all of that, I'm still keeping my feet on the ground in the sense that the PTSD still tells me that things can go wrong very quickly. But we've got a good run of fixtures at the moment, so long may it continue. Look, people are actually making accounts now. Curtis, you need to time me out. Why doesn't Hector Bellerin start? He's our best player. It's going too far, but I'm going to give it you. You've asked for it, so I'll give you the timeout. Ash said, can we all appreciate how Zinchenko is actually balling as well? You can see Man City are missing a couple of their ex-players. I wonder if Pep's going to sit there in a few weeks' time and think, you know what? Maybe I should have kept him, because I can't imagine that this guy who's just been brought in, who they've signed from Anderlecht, is better than Zinchenko. Zinchenko is balling, that is for sure. Zach said Arteta has to give us consistency for the whole season, 100%. I agree with you, Haroon. He said, let's enjoy the moment. Tarbs is saying, let's get delusional. Listen, don't get too lost in the sauce, man, but enjoy it while it's here, is what I would say, people. So, listen, link with Neto. The poll is up. Would you be happy with that signing? Do you have alternatives? Would you prefer Gakpo? Would you prefer Zaha? Maybe somebody else? Let us know. But personally, Neto for me would be a very exciting signing. This wouldn't be a transfer show without me talking about Yuri Tielemans, of course. Daily Yuri, people. Daily Yuri. And this story is starting to maybe turn in our favour slightly. Yuri Tielemans was left out of the Leicester team at the weekend on the bench, came on for the last 25 minutes. Leicester were beaten at home. Very poor result for them. A game that they would have been expecting to win at home against Southampton. And there's actually rumours today going around, people. I don't know how true they are, but there are rumours that the manager, Brendan Rodgers, may be leaving Leicester City today. Whether that's true or not, we'll soon find out. But there are a lot of rumours on social media that apparently there's a meeting and he could be leaving the club by mutual consent. No significant signings. Fofana was left out of the squad. He's desperate for a move to Chelsea. Tielemans on the bench. He wants to sign for Arsenal. It's all going wrong for them over there. Tielemans, reports coming out of Belgium. Sacha Tavolieri, who is a good reporter when it comes to Belgium news, said Arsenal are ready to make a bid for Yuri Tielemans next week. This came out yesterday, so hopefully this means this week. Mikel Arteta has approved the signing of the Leicester midfielder. Next week will be decisive. Sandro Tonali and Moises Caicedo are the other two names on the list. Tonali, of course, is at AC Milan and Caicedo at Brighton. So we'll have to see about that one. DJ Sweet said, remember the Vieira send-off, rude penalty miss. Yeah, man, who can forget? Latte, big up, bro. After how many games can we be talking serious? I would say 10 to 15. I think that's when the Premier League settles itself, you know. I think 10, 12, 15 games in, the big teams start pulling away a little bit, and you know what I mean? 3 games, you know, Man United, who are now second bottom, the dizzy heights of 19th. I think 10 to 15 games, the Premier League will settle down and you'll see who's who, really. Nimbo said Tier 1 Belgium journo. He gets a lot of credit for his news in Belgium. So we'll have to see. If Arsenal are going to make the move, the time is now. Clearly, there's a lot of problems and unrest at Leicester. You know, they were 2-0 up last week, drew 2-2. They lost at home 2-1 to a team they should have beat. Fofana doesn't want to be there. Are we going to make the move? Yuri Tielemans, Pedro Neto, and I am delighted with this transfer window. Seriously, you get those two in. Whether they are the perfect options, we can debate that. Maybe there are midfielders that are better than Tielemans that we could get. But here and now, with just over a week till the transfer window closes, if you give me Yuri Tielemans and Pedro Neto, I'm absolutely delighted with this window. I like it sometimes when we sign players from the Premier League who are proven, who understand the league. Obviously, it doesn't always work out with your Willians and your Mikel Silvestras. But if you sign quality, then I'm all for it. So I would love to see Arsenal make a move. The report also says he could be available now for as little as 25 million, which for me, Tielemans for 25 million would be a bargain. Jitesh, thank you for the super chat. Said, fresh home from timeout, buzzing from that performance and falling in love with Zinni. What a player. Big up Big C in the community. Thanks to Leeds and Newcastle. Great results for them. Manchester City drew away at Newcastle, and a very good performance from Newcastle as well. George G said, please don't sign Tielemans. He's average at best. I think he's better than average. Listen, I understand the kind of slight negativity towards Yuri Tielemans because I don't think he was great last year for Leicester. A lot of Leicester fans said he down tools. He is a little bit immobile, doesn't run that well. And I think because Granit Xhaka's in decent form, people are starting to look twice at Zinchenko. I think there are options out there you could sign that are better than him. People who are good on the ball and mobile. But I also understand the situation that we're in, and I wouldn't turn my nose up at Arsenal signing Yuri Tielemans. Listen, Tielemans might not even start at Arsenal. That's the reality of the situation right now. Granit Xhaka is playing well, and the manager loves him. There are people, like myself, who probably don't want Granit Xhaka starting, but Tielemans might come to Arsenal and be on the bench and have to fight for a place with him. I'd much rather that than one of our midfielders come out like a Partey and El Neni comes in, for example. You need strength in depth. For 25 million, it's a bargain. I believe if he had 2, 3, 4 years on his deal, you're talking about a 40, 50 million pound midfielder. So I still think Arsenal should sign him if they can't get a better option than him. Beresford Production said, I know you don't like Xhaka being called world class, but genuinely a team of 11 Xhakas would thrash Man United. Beresford, all I was saying, my bro, is just calm. Just calm. Listen, they might beat Man United. That's no great feat right now, the way they're playing. But he can't be considered world-class, Beresford. He hasn't done it for a season. Even last season, a lot of people said, Granit's best season. He still got sent off away at Man City. He still got sent off away at Liverpool. He still gave away a penalty at home against Man City. Too many big mistakes, I'm afraid. I don't... The words world class should never go next to Granit Xhaka. I'm sorry. Maybe give him 2 years and he turns it all around. He ain't world class. When he was for sale, the most we got was 12 million from Roma. If he was world class, clubs would have been queuing up for him. If you had a team of 11 Granit Xhakas, you would end the game with 8 Granit Xhakas because 3 of them would have got sent off. So I would say calm down. Relax, people. Let's not forget the 5 previous seasons or 6 seasons where he wasn't good enough. DTX London said 65 million for Tielemans and Neto, get it done. No-brainer. Absolute no-brainer. Let me end the poll on Pedro Neto. 88% of you are saying that you are happy with the signing and 12% are not. So, listen, for me, the position we're in, late in the window, I think he's a very good player, Pedro Neto, people. I really do. 22 years of age. He's only got 2 caps for the Portuguese national team. Number of caps for their under-21s. Only played 13 games last season. Obviously had this knee injury, but he has played the first 3 games of the season for Wolves. Looks as if he is getting better. Previously played for Braga, Lazio, and joined Wolves back in 2019. He had an interview on TalkSport where he famously said that Arsenal were his favourite English club and that he loved Thierry Henry, as everyone sort of does. So I would love to get Pedro Neto through the door for me. But sounds as if Yuri Tielemans, if we are going to make a move, then the move will be soon. He was left out of the team for Leicester at the weekend, and there are rumours of Brendan Rodgers leaving Leicester City today, which would be very interesting. So let's hope we get that done. And like you've just said there, people, for me, 65 million for Neto and Tielemans would be a fantastic way of finishing this transfer window. It gives us that depth in midfield. It gives us that added option out wide. And it gives us that ability to give Saka a rest sometimes. Elliot Roberts said, well, go on, Curtis, hope you're good. A question for you. Would you rather Tielemans now or Paqueta in January or Bellingham next season? I mean, listen, that is a difficult question because Jude Bellingham, for me, is going to be one of the best centre midfielders in world football in the next few years. He's in that batch. Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Pedri, Jude Bellingham. That kind of 18 to 22-year-old midfielders. So I would love Bellingham. I'm also, sometimes I get caught in the here and now. We need right now. You know, even Paqueta, I love Paqueta as well. You know, I really like him, but just give me Tielemans right now. Just give me him right now because I still have this concern, Elliot, that, all right, it's all great signing Bellingham next summer. And I know we're speaking, you know, out of context here, but getting a Tielemans could get us in the Champions League for next season, you know, because I'm convinced Partey won't play 38 league games. So, yeah, in a fantasy world, course, I would love to get Jude Bellingham. I think he's going to be absolutely incredible. But I want us to be where we need to be right now. So, I'm taking Yuri Tielemans. I'm taking him. Yeah, Paqueta's good as well. But, again, get him right now if he's available would be my thing. Yeah, Leicester and Pepe, we will speak about that. Big up to South London's finest. And Lokonga's clear. Nah, relax. Lokonga's got a lot more to prove. Hopefully he does this season, to be honest. And listen, he's clearly got the talent, but I think Europa League will help a lot of our fringe players this season. I think Europa League will help, you know, Lokonga and players that are not quite there yet. Before we get into the next part of the show, people, today's video is sponsored by the guys at footballprizes.co.uk. Win yourself 2 VIP hospitality tickets for Arsenal against Fulham this Saturday at the Emirates. It's £9.95 a ticket. Because the prize is a little bit bigger than a signed shirt, the price has gone up a little bit. You do have to be in the UK or Ireland. There's only 65 tickets, so a better chance of you winning than normal, which is obviously usually 99 tickets. Link is in the description below. Go and click on there, get involved. You can buy as many tickets as you want. And let me know if you win 2 hospitality tickets for Arsenal against Fulham this Saturday, 5:30 kickoff at the Emirates. Big up to them for supporting the channel. Also, don't forget, Football Content Awards is back, people. Link in the description below. Listen, if you'd be absolute stars, 2,300 of you in the chat. Get voting for Curtis Shaw TV. Last year, we won Best New Content Creator. This year, we're going for Best Premier League Club Creator, Best Content Creator, and Best in Video. So 3 categories. It's all there in the description below. If you would vote, it would be much appreciated, people. We have to keep moving forward. More trophies on this channel than Harry Kane. Right, let's move on. Let's talk about the next part of the show. A little bit of news that came out of Arsenal today. Now, Arsenal trained this morning. Nicolas Pepe and Hector Bellerin, who are 2 players that are being heavily linked with moves at the moment. Obviously, Bellerin being linked with Real Betis, Nicolas Pepe to Nice. Bellerin trained this morning. Nicolas Pepe took no part in training this morning. Now, a story going around today, coming out of France, that Leicester have now joined the race for Nicolas Pepe. Now, the reports state that Pepe is in advanced negotiations to join Nice on loan until the end of the season, although the story coming out of France actually says that Nice are lining up other targets in case the deal isn't doable. Something to do with the amount of wages that they pay for Pepe during the season. So Leicester are being linked with Nicolas Pepe now. They could do with a winger. Would you let him go to another Premier League club? Does he end up going to Nice? Are Nice just playing hardball to play less wages? Don't forget, he does earn £130,000 a week. And, you know, clubs like that in the French league will probably struggle to pay those type of wages. Would you let him go to Leicester? Does he need to go back to France? Is it a league that suits him better? Or would he work better in a team like Leicester that play on the counter-attack? You know, maybe they would suit him a little bit better. Big up KG in the chat. 3-point collectors, bro. Make sure you go and follow KG Vision. Brilliant Leeds United channel, and what a result for the mighty Leeds yesterday. Spanking Chelsea 3-0. I think every Arsenal fan was Leeds United FC yesterday. And I tell you what, Leeds look a much better team this year. You know, Sinisterra, Harrison's a good player, Rodrigo hitting form. Leeds look good, man. So big up to Leeds. You did a big favour of every Arsenal fan yesterday, for sure. Jansen said, got to win best in video for that Hulk Hogan shirt. Hey, listen, man, surely, you know, big C to the world, you know how we move people. But Nicolas Pepe, a lot of people saying there, do we do a swap deal for Tielemans? You know, that would make sense. You know, they need a winger. We need a midfielder. We do a swap. We then go and buy Neto. Makes sense for everyone. It's just a case of, would Pepe want to go to another English club, or is he desperate to go back to France? So we'll have to see. Mr. Gunners with the super chat. Arsenal need to focus to sign a striker more than a winger. Jesus will eventually be injured. Touch wood, he doesn't though. And we really can't trust Nketiah to do a similar performance as him. Ivan Toney as backup is perfect. Now, I want to say a couple of things about what you're saying here. I really think Arsenal need a striker. The problem is, Jesus, 200 grand a week, 45 million. They've given 100 grand a week to Eddie Nketiah. We're already seeing, as we've said today, there are rumours that Arsenal are borderline with financial fair play. We're really not getting enough money in for the players that we're trying to get rid of. Arsenal want a winger if Pepe goes. Are they going to sign a winger, a striker, potentially a midfielder, with very few players being sold? I totally agree with you. And I've got to admit, I was 50-50 with Ivan Toney last season. I was like, I'm convinced now. I think Ivan Toney's a quality player. I think he's better than Brentford. And I think one of the big Premier League clubs should take a chance on him. I really do. I would love to have Ivan Toney at Arsenal. He's a big, strong player. Give you something different. The problem is, I don't think Ivan Toney's going to leave Brentford and be a second choice striker. And Jesus is clearly Arsenal's first choice. But listen, I saw Chelsea yesterday desperate for a striker. Havertz is not a better striker than Ivan Toney. He's not even a striker. So I agree with you, but I just don't see it happening. I think we've spent too much money and to get a striker, which is a real shame. Because I agree, I do think we need one. DJ Sweet said, man's first super chat earlier. I don't think it got the hype it deserves. Man should take a time out with 10 press-ups. Hey, listen, we move, people. We move, you know. Dre said we need a left back and right back. No, Dre, I think we're good at left back. Left back, we're cool. We got Tierney and Zinni at left back. We're cool with left back. Right back, I hear you. I would definitely go for a right back. I think we need an attacking fullback that gives us something different to what Tomiyasu has to offer. I would like to see a right back. But again, I don't think we're going to go for one, which is a shame. But listen, you can't do everything in one window. That's the reality of it. Ivan Toney as plan B would be shrewd, said Elliot. The problem is they paid over £30 million for him. He's their best player. He's their talisman. What are Brentford going to ask for him? 50 million plus for Ivan Toney? Are Arsenal going to spend 50 million plus on a guy that's going to sit on the bench at times, and he's going to want probably 100 grand plus? They're just not going to do all of that in one window, unfortunately, because of this borderline FFP, which is my frustration with Arsenal. We should have sold Guendouzi for 20 million plus. We should have got maybe 10 million for Mavropanos. We should have got 10, 12, 15 million for Leno. That would have all balanced the books a lot better, you know, and maybe get 10, 12 for Ainsley. But unfortunately, we haven't sold players. We haven't got the money in. So, big up South London's finest, 2.3k in the chat. Big thank you to the community. We hit 52k the other day. Appreciate that. We want to get pushing onwards and upwards. and eventually hit that 100k. So big up to everyone for the support on the channel. Make sure you like the video as well. 2,300 in the chat. We should easily get 1,000 likes. Latte said the American Aronson and Adams are problems. Good for Leeds. Yeah, listen, American managers doing well, and Aronson looked very good yesterday. Adams, of course, was linked to Arsenal about a year or two ago. Deal obviously never happened. So yeah, listen, it's good to see players from around the globe getting an opportunity over here. A bit of breaking news. I've seen a few of you put this in the comments, people. I'm going to bring this up. It's not Arsenal related exactly, but I'm just going to bring this on the screen because I know a few of you have put it, and it's all over social media at the moment. And that is Chelsea and Barcelona are in advanced talks for the transfer of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. 22 million euros with 5 million in add-ons. There is optimism that the transfer will be completed in the coming hours. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who has the Arsenal tattoo on his arm, is on his way by the look of it to Chelsea. They've hit the panic button yesterday. They clearly desperately need a striker, and it looks as if the offer has been made. 22 million euros for Aubameyang, 27 million in add-ons for a player that Arsenal paid to leave 8 months ago. Listen, some people will say, let's move on from it. I'm only bringing it up because it's big Premier League news. And looks as if Aubameyang is on his way to Chelsea. I have to admit, that one doesn't sit nicely with me. Yeah, I just don't like it. I enjoyed Chelsea's struggles yesterday. And yeah, that one will hurt me. Him going to Barca, I can live with that. Him going to Chelsea annoys me. I hope he really flops over there. But yeah, it looks as if Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is on his way to Chelsea, people. Jeez. That's going to cause some talking points, I'm telling you. Anyway, let's move on. Let's look back quickly over the weekend's game. You know how this goes. Player ratings. We'll quickly scoop through it. Press conference reaction. And we'll be out of here, people. So let's look back over the game at the weekend. Bournemouth got smashed down there on the coast. It was light work. It was like a holiday, people, at Bournemouth. And we handled business. 2 goals for Martin Odegaard, as we famously call. And for me, doesn't shoot enough. Apologies, I think went on mute there quickly. And the mic's changed. Let me change the mic back. Apologies, the sound went crazy there. I don't know what's going off. Solar guards mashing up the place. Right, we should be back now. We should be back. But anyway, he's got to shoot more for me. I think he's actually got a decent left foot and doesn't shoot enough. So he got 2 goals. And Arsenal won the game quite comfortably. And Saliba, I mean, what do we say about Saliba? Let's get into the player ratings anyway, people. And you give me your ratings. I think pretty much everybody's going to get decent ratings. I don't think Arsenal will have an easier game than that all season. That sounds good now. We're back. Yeah, apologies. It ran off onto the microphone on the laptop for some reason. Daniel said, Agent Oba bound to be late for training and games. Listen, I hope so. I'm not gonna lie, people. I'm gonna be honest. Oba to Chelsea hurts me. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like it. I don't want to see him in that blue shirt. Right, let's go through the player ratings. I've got the ratings written down here. Little brief conversation for each player. You throw in your numbers in the comments, people. We'll start with Aaron Ramsdale. I've given him 6 out of 10. I think it was an easy day at the office. And I don't think he had a lot to do. I really don't. I think it was light work. He won't have an easier game than that, in my opinion, all season. Bournemouth were poor. They didn't really test him. Just looking at the stats, they had 1 shot on target. It was a fairly tame effort. 6 out of 10. A couple of times, again, he was a little bit hyper on the ball. I told you, stop drinking them Red Bulls before the game. Omar gives him a 7. Stefan a 6. Satella 6, Brett 6, Hassan 6, DC 6. It was an easy day at the office for him. It was a training session, as Elliot says. Ben White at right back. Again, I give him some credit. I think he's looked solid at right back. Is he the answer? No. I still think Tomiyasu gets him out of the team. And he did. Listen, we dominated the game so much, he actually managed to overlap a few times. So I'm going to big him up. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Defensively, didn't really have much to do, but I did like the way he got forward a little bit more. I think because we played a team that we dominated, Ben White was able to get forward. Greg says 7, Salou a 7, Nimbo 7 for Benny. Chris said 7. Darren gives him a 6, Mohammed a 7. And Elliot said White, he can overlap. I couldn't believe it. But again, easier opposition. Let's go to left back. And listen, all I have to say is round of applause for the Arsenal left back. Listen, I want to make something clear here. I don't forget about Kieran Tierney. We don't have to enjoy a player by turning on another player. I think Kieran Tierney is still a very good left back. One of the best left backs we've had since Ashley Cole, to be honest. When you think about Clichy and Kieran Gibbs and Monreal and this, that, the other, Kolasinac. Zinchenko on the ball is absolutely outrageously good on the ball. I mean, I don't really know what happens with Zinchenko moving forward. Does Kieran Tierney not get back in this Arsenal team? Or does Zinchenko end up in midfield for this Arsenal team? I don't know. But for me, you can't leave this brother out the team right now. He's unbelievable on the ball. I still think there'll be times this season where a right winger with mad pace will cause problems to him. But he's just different class. He's so good on the ball. I'm going to give him an 8.5 out of 10. I thought he was different class. The only reason I'm not going higher, because I think defensively he had very little to do. It was light work. But the way he steps into midfield, the way he sprays passes around, I think he's outstanding the way he started. He looks like he's been at Arsenal for years. And if I was Kieran Tierney, I'd be worried right now because I don't know if you can get this guy out the team at the moment. Logan said his passing and dribbling is mad. He comes in midfield, switches with Xhaka a lot. I mean, he gives Xhaka the ability to go and play in that Gundogan role, and he just steps into his position. Ben White tucks in with Gabriel and Saliba. We become a 3. It tactically looks fantastic. Nimbo said 8.5 because of his reaction to Saliba's goal. Anwar gives him a 9. Santam gives him an 8. Jay Alex said always like Zinni. Yeah, he's a baller, man. George, thank you for the super chat, said play him in midfield and buy another left back. Yeah, but if it's working, if it ain't, what do they say? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You don't need to. Maybe you can leave him there for now. Big up Rizru said, finally catching you live. Big up, bro. And Mangis said 9 out of 10 for Zinni. Cucurella or Zinchenko. I'm sticking by Zinni for now, although I do rate Cucurella. Man said something like a phenomenon. Something like a phenomenon. Yo, LL Cool J want that back in the day. But nah, listen, Zinchenko, 8 out of 5. Started absolutely fantastic for Arsenal. Let's go into midfield. Thomas Partey, again, wasn't a difficult game, but quietly handled business. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I think Thomas Partey's had a little bit of criticism this season, but he's playing a different role, and I think people have to understand that he's giving Xhaka that ability to go forward by the way he's protecting the back four, the way he's playing a less glamorous role and just sitting there and protecting. He wins the ball back and gives it. If I was Gabriel and Saliba, I would really appreciate what Thomas Partey's doing in front of the back four. So it's a quiet role. It's almost like he's playing the Gilberto Silva role when he was at Arsenal. They don't get a lot of credit for it, but you're doing a very important job. I give him 7 out of 10. Abby said Partey moved in silence, 7. Sahil said 7. Amo gives Partey 8. Elliot said Partey 7. The Rock of Accra. Flo said, Partey hard, give me 7. Guna Graham said Thomas 7. Logan Sama gives him an 8. Partey works hard, 8 out of 10. And what else we got? Guna Graham and Omar gives him a 7. Joseph gives him an 8. Doing a brilliant job in there, Partey. He really is. FPM gives him a 7.5. Vishal said 6. Looks tired. Interesting. And Santam gives him and 7 as well. And Stackademic 7. Let's go to Granit Xhaka. I thought Granit was very good again. I thought he was good. I've got 7.5 written down for Xhaka because he got the assist for Saliba. He got in some good attacking positions. But like I said, I think that he's being given that freedom by Thomas Partey. So I've given Granit Xhaka a 7.5. He looks a lot more free in this role, because I think when Granit Xhaka makes a mistake on the edge of his own penalty area, we get punished. It's the alarm bells ringing. If he loses the ball on the edge of their penalty area, we've still got that insurance of your Partey and your back four to go and win the ball back. So I think he's doing really well in this Gundogan role, gets forward. Can he do it long term and against some of the better teams? Time will tell, time will tell. Granit Xhaka himself is in the chat. He gives him a 10 out of 10. Greg said 7.5. Xhaka hasn't looked this comfortable at Arsenal. Looks more like his Swiss roll. Akanga said 7 for Xhaka. Anthony said, are some of these chats not showing up? I haven't seen many from you, Anthony, so maybe not. I missed both centre-backs. Jeez. Big up for putting that, man. I missed both centre-backs. It was that easy. I didn't even rate them. I skipped them. Big up to everyone for letting me know. A few of you put it. So Granit gets a 7.5. Xhaka 7. Don't want a timeout, said Anwar. South London gives him a 7 as well. All right, let me rewind it back. Rewind. When the crowd say, "Ball selector, hey, iron upper days, people." All right, Gabriel. 7 out of 10 for me. Solid performance. Didn't have a lot to do. They were pretty non-existent in attack, Bournemouth. Like I said, no disrespect. I think they go into the Championship. Gabriel gets a 7 out of 10. I think Gabrielle, the singer, could have defended in this game, and she had an eye patch on, so we won't get into that one. 7 for Gabriel. It was light work. He was the less glamorous of the two centre-backs. And let's move on to the other centre-back. I'm going to take a moment before I start talking about this guy. I've got my drink of water here today, people. I need to take a sip. Let me just take a sip. I said last season that I felt Gabriel could be the best centre-back at Arsenal since Kolo Touré and Sol Campbell. I thought he could eclipse what Lauren Koscielny has done. Koscielny, for me, is the best centre-back we've had in the last 10 years or so. But I'm sorry, Gabriel, man. I'm moving my membership. I'm stepping up. I'm upgrading. William Saliba is just, I don't know. I don't like to get carried away, but he's the best centre-back I've seen at Arsenal in decades. No, listen, I'm not getting carried. Saliba. What a player. What a player this guy is. Listen. He's going to have more difficult games this season. Harry Kane, Erling Haaland, Darwin Núñez. You're going to have more difficult days at the office. But I'm sorry, this guy is special. I'm sorry. People tell me calm down, don't get carried away. Now, listen. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing. This guy is special. I'm sorry, he's special. Get the contract signed. Because if he goes to the World Cup and plays for France, they're all going to want him. Nah, ST, it ain't too early. I'm done. I'm not holding back anymore. He's the best defender at the football club. No. Top 5 centre-backs in the Prem already. We can even have a discussion about top 3. I'm sorry, I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go. He's in the top 5 centre-backs in the Premier League, and I can even have a discussion about top 3. He is special. He's special. He looks like he's been in the Prem for 10 years. Don't let him out of that office until he signs that contract, because it's only a matter of time before Madrid, Barca, Bayern, them clubs come for him. He's sensational. He's sensational. I'm done with him. Holding's clear. You better relax yourself. I'm not sure what to give him in terms of this rating. I'm really not sure. Do you give him a 9? Do you give him a 9.5? I think a 10 is when you've dealt with the striker and the striker's top quality as well. I've got 9.5 written down, but I almost feel like giving him a 10. He's bent one crossbarring in on his left foot. Give me your numbers, people. What are you giving William Saliba? No, he's our best defender for me. I'm saying it. He's our best defender. I don't think we have a better defender at the football club than him. He's got everything. 9 out of 10. Konate's clear. You better relax. You better relax yourself. We don't remember his mistake last year against Nunes in the Champions League. But I like Konate. I'm not going to cap. 9.5, 200k a week, 5 years, 120. The release clause needs to be higher. I'm giving him 9.5 because of the guys he was defending against were pretty easy. You know, if he did that against the Kane, but it was a sensational performance. He gets a 10 for the goal. I just pull it down to a 9.5. 75 out of 75 passes. Oh, no. What are you doing to me here? Do I give him 10 out of 10? Is it 9.999? I feel like I've got to give him a 10, don't I? He's kept a clean sheet and put it crossbar. He gets a 10 out of 10. I'm done. He gets a 10. He gets a 10. He's man of the match. So he's 10 out of 10. I'm sorry, I've lost my head. He's curled it in the top corner, crossbar and in on his left foot. 10 out of 10. Best centre-back since Sol Campbell. I'm done. William Saliba. I'm trying not to get carried away. You lot are all gassing me up in the comments. So I blame all of you. 10 out of 10. When's the last time you saw a centre-back whip a crossbar and in top corner shot on his left foot? 75 passes out of 75. I'm done. Forget the opposition. I don't care. He gets 10 out of 10. William Saliba. Saliba. Right, let's go back into the attack. Martin Odegaard. I gave Martin Odegaard man of the match after the game. But you lot have gassed me up so much to give Saliba 10 out of 10 that I've effectively give Saliba man of the match now. But let me give Martin Odegaard his praise. And I want to give him the praise because I've been very critical of him the last couple of weeks. I haven't enjoyed the way he's been playing. I think he's been ineffective. Let me give him his props out because people go, oh, you got no agendas. Martin Odegaard, this was a very important performance for you. 2 goals. He should have had an assist to Gabriel Jesus. I don't know why VAR disallowed that. Fantastic pass to Jesus. Scored 2 important goals. I enjoyed the performance from Odegaard. The sun was shining. The weather was sweet. And he handled business. What I will say, Odegaard's got to do that in bigger, tougher, more physical games. He's got to shoot more, score more goals. Let me give him his credit. 9 out of 10 for Martin Odegaard. Thought he was fantastic. Probably could have got man of the match. I gave him man of the match after the game, but the Saliba hype has took me, so I give Saliba a 10 out of 10, so apologies. But big performance from the skipper. We need to see more of that. I want 10, 12 goals out of him this season. That boy Random said, bring up his stats, Big C, discuss it. Do you know what? I hadn't even seen that stat, that he completed every pass in the game, Saliba. It's ridiculous. But much better from Odegaard, man. Listen, he is a class player. But he's got to do it in the biggest of games. So Odegaard gets 9 out of 10. The sun powered him up, people. Football Capo, big up, bro. Hope you're well. He said, I put my son's name, Sandro, and the 7 for the day. He was born for the black jersey to show love. After the weekend, I'm copping the pink jersey with Saliba. Hey, man, the hype. The hype is there. And I know Football Capo's a man that, you know, he's not easily hyped up by what's happening at Arsenal. So for him to put, go and get the pink kit, I know you're really feeling the hype. I'm not buying the pink kit, but, if we're still top in 6 weeks, maybe I'll crumble and buy it. But I'm enjoying what I'm seeing right now. Every Arsenal fan should be enjoying what we're seeing. This time last year, we were bottom, 3 defeats. We're now top, 3 wins. It has to continue. That's what I will say. So big up to Capo. Andrew said, Curtis, I've always watched you on AFTV. Didn't know you're a whole vibe. Yo, Andrew, what happened to you, brother? Yo, I'm here, Yo, we're vibing over here. A lot of people say that on AFTV, but when you was younger, man, when you go into someone else's house, you're being yourself, but you tone it down a little bit. Because, I used to go to my friend's house and, their parents are there and you have to tone it down a little bit. You make sure you wipe your trainers properly on the way in and you're all polite. You go in your own house, you make up beer noise and blah. This is my own house. So when I'm in my own house, it's pure vibes, it's pure noise. We blast the music, it all goes off. You know how it goes. But big up, Andrew. At least you realised in the end, you know. Joshua, big up, brother. He said, big up, Curtis. Saliba needs another 2 years on loan to totally convince Arteta. Some of us were convinced after the Nice loan, but what do we know? Do you know the problem? Because I'm with you, Jay. I think that Saliba could have come back last summer, but Arteta's argument would be, would he be at the level that he is now if we brought him back after the Nice loan? He's gone to Marseille. He's got Young Player of the Year. He's got in Team of the Season. He's got in the French squad. So even though I'm with you and I agree with you, you know, maybe bringing him back last year might have got us top 4. But Arteta will say that loan has really helped him. So we have to give credit where credit's due, you know. Tookie said, Curtis, for the first time in years, I'm considering getting a shirt. What do you reckon, the pink or the black? Listen, go with what you go for. I think the black kit is an unbelievable kit. But the pink kit is nice. I can't lie. The pink kit's nice. But I'm just not getting it, you know. Man said, Nimbo said, Curtis on AFTV is Shy Havertz. What are you saying? Man's toning it down. All right, I'll take it. I don't know if they can handle me letting loose over there, you know. Robbie they'll have to call security, you know. But it is what it is. Gimbertool said, did my ACL, your streams lifting my mood, appreciate it. Hey, safe recovery, man. ACL injuries obviously are not good at all. Take time, rest, and let that knee heal, man. So big up to you, bro. Safe recoveries, and appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you get everyone running around for you, you know. Anyway, let's get into the wingers. Bukayo Saka. Again, this is another one for me, you know. He was all right. I have to be fair, and I'd say Saka wasn't great again. To be honest, he wasn't bad. He did okay. I've got 6.5 written down for him. I need to see your comments. Let me know what you think. It wasn't bad, but I'd say he was quiet. I think that was a quiet game for Saka. In fact, looking at the team now on paper, I would say he was our quietest attacking player. And I've probably said that him and Odegaard in the last few games, but Odegaard kind of came out of himself. I've got 6.5 down for him. Big up my bro, Akeem. Hope you're well, brother. He said, we need another player with Zinchenko's ability in midfield. Then I think we're pulling up trees. Arsenal for the title. Oh, man. Don't. That's borderline timeout. But you know what? We're top of the league. I've just seen Man City draw, so I'm on the hype train as well. But I think we need 3 or 4 more before you can start talking titles. I would say another striker, another winger, another midfielder, and probably another right back to get us anywhere near a title race. But big up, bro. I appreciate it. Nanda said 6 for Saka. Brendan said he needs a goal. Jason said 6 as well. Hendon Guna said Saka was anonymous. AD said 7. South London's finest says 6. Saka was average 6. I hope people don't think, you know, that, again, there's no agenda. We love Saka, of course. He's not at his best yet. I think he's building up on... Like I said, everyone doubles up on him now. This could be his most difficult season because now I think everyone recognises how good Bukayo Saka is. So you don't go to these grounds and get left one-on-one with the left back anymore. They're doubling up. So you've got to be a little bit more unpredictable now. So we'll see. I give him a 6.5 because we won. But again, not quite at his best. Gabriel Martinelli on the other side. Again, I was a bit unsure with Martinelli. He played a role in the first goal. Ball came into him, had a shot. Shot was blocked. He was lively. I've got 6.57 written down for Martinelli. Again, I don't think he was at his very, very best. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about Martinelli, people. I've got 6.5/7. I feel like he was a little bit more lively than Saka. Ram Kumar said, Big C, we are making excuses for Saka, doubling up and all that. Yeah, listen, maybe he's got to step his game up a little bit. Anthony said 7, Mohammed 7.5, Jamar 7, Omar 7, Ismail said 7.5, Santam said 7, Haroon said 7. All right, we'll give him the 7. Breaking news, Casemiro retires from Champions League football and winning trophy. Hey man, hey, Man United, they're having a tough time, man. Let me, you know what I mean? They could have a tough night ahead as well. But yeah, we'll give him a 7. Never stopped running, was a live wire, didn't get his goal. He looked a little bit desperate for the goal. I'm wondering if now that Emil Smith-Rowe is back fit, Martinelli's feeling that pressure that, yo, Emil's fit now, I need to score. Just relax, let it happen naturally, you know? Nimbo said Saka needs a rest. I mean, he just had the summer off. Surely he's all right now. Greasy said, yo, Big C, just tuned in. Hope you're well. Haven't seen your last few watch-alongs because of work. Big up, bro. Anwar gives him a 6.5. Said he was greedy. Let's talk about Gabriel Jesus. What a player. Love this guy. He's changed this game. He's changed this team, in my opinion. He's given us that focal point. And I don't think we've had a focal point for a while, because as much as I loved Aubameyang when he was at it, he didn't press the way Gabby presses. Lacazette wasn't at that level, and Nketiah isn't at that level. Jesus got man of the match on Sky. I don't think he should get man of the match. I think his goal should have counted. I think VAR's a disgrace, because you're talking millimeters, if that. You couldn't even see the picture. It was like Minecraft, all blurry. So how they managed to give that offside, I don't know. I give him 8.5. The only reason he doesn't get a 9 or more is because he didn't score. That goal should have counted, but he did miss a very good chance afterwards. The touch, the run, and the pre-assist was world class. It was pure Brazilian silky vibes, and he's a game changer for this team. He really is. He's a game changer. He's one of the 2 vice captains, which shows his leadership skills, and he gets an 8.5 for me. His pressing is, an assist. I think that's 3 games, 2 goals, and 3 assists. 5 goal contributions in 3 games. He's a game changer. 8.5. I think he's fantastic. I really wanted him to score. J9 gets a 9, says Ricardo. Elliot said Jesus 9 is always turning water into wine. Taron gives him a 7. Bit harsh. Dan the man gives him a 9. Daryl said 9. Afam said no one wants to admit it, but in all seriousness, Gabriel Jesus is moving like R9. I mean, listen, I'm not quite there yet, and R9, he's in my bad books right now because he went to watch Tottenham play at the weekend. I'm still hurt from that. Zhao said Jesus is pure favela talent. He's a baller, man, that is for sure. Kamvich says 9. Saka was quiet and we won 3-0. That's what you want. Such depth that if one player doesn't step up, others will. Totally agree. And Omar gives him an 8. Gabriel Jesus, for me, another fantastic performance. And again, long may it continue. I just want to see more goals. That's all I want. I want him to win that golden boot somehow. The subs who came on, I mean, we made 5 subs. Smith-Rowe, Nketiah, Tomiyasu, Tierney, Sambi. I'm going to be honest. I don't think anyone else really changed the game when they came on. So I'm giving them all kind of 5, 6 as an average. I don't think anybody really came on and made a huge difference. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. In terms of the manager, I'm going to give him... I don't think he could have done much more. I think he picked the right team. And I'm going to give him an 8.5. I gave him 8 last week. I'm going to give him an 8.5, which, listen, if you've seen some of the ratings I've given Mikel Arteta over the last 3 years, he needs to really enjoy this. The only reason I'm not giving him a 9, I would have liked to have seen Fabio Vieira come on. I think Fabio Vieira should have got a run out, even if it was 10 minutes, just to make his debut and just to, get on the pitch. We were 3-0 up. The game was done. But he gets an 8.5. He picked the right team, made 5 subs, and listen, another positive result for the manager. So, I think things are going fantastically well for Arsenal at the moment. It's only right, before we get into press conference reaction, that we have a brief look at the Premier League table. Listen, you know what I mean? What did 50 Cent say on Window Shopper? He said, the top feels so much better than the bottom. So much better. Man United, your window sharpers, mad at us. I think I know why. Hey, listen, let's have a look at the Premier League table. We're top of it, so why should we not look at it? Man United are second bottom anyway. Things are looking up for you lot, you know. Although you could be back there real quick tonight if Salah and co do what they need to do. Money Wine said, I miss your super chat. I'll go back through. Apologies. I didn't see any super chat there, but I will look. Arsenal, top of the league. The only team in the Prem who have 100% record. 3 wins out of 3. Fantastic start to the season. And let's be honest, if I'm just being realistic, Crystal Palace away was the hardest game, you know, to the start of the season. That to me was a game that I wasn't sure whether we'd win that. I felt Leicester at home. Leicester were in a bit of a mess. We got the better of them. We did our thing. We scored. And Bournemouth, you know, I think we all expected to win that. So we got a good start, but we've taken advantage. 9 goals in 3 games is very, very positive. Same amount of goals as Man City. Football Capo said, finish a knee slide so smooth like La Titi Henry. You love to see it. There it is, Money Waste. Said, best new players we had in ages. Jesus brings vibes. Definitely brings vibes. He feels like he's been at Arsenal for years. Let's go and find these, you know, Chelsea down there in 12th. You know, Nottingham Forest above them. 2 defeats. Sorry, no, 1 draw, 1 defeat for Chelsea. They've conceded 5 in 3 games. Koulibaly, eh? Koulibaly! Man was getting spun around like Beyblade yesterday. Man United, congratulations to Manchester United. They are off the bottom of the Premier League. -5 goal difference, 2 games, 2 defeats, 1 goal scored, and 6 goals conceded. Good luck against Liverpool tonight. And we should be doing a watch along for that, by the way, people. So make sure you tune in for that one. It's a big game, to be fair. Marty Freeman, do you guys have Wendy's in England? These pink kits have me craving their strawberry frosties. Gonna need a top 4 finish to feel better about his weight gain. Listen, it is what it is, innit? I'm sure you'll be able to burn it off. We don't have Wendy's. I don't believe we do anyway, in England. So yeah, no, I don't think we do. But yeah, listen, I'm sure you can burn that weight off real quick, bro. Get on them 5K runs. You know what I mean? Cut down on the carbs, drink your water, and you'll be good to go, man. Don't worry about it. So anyway, let's move, people. So anyway, Arsenal won the game. We're going to have to get into some press conference reaction from Mikel Arteta. I did have it ready there to show up, but it seems to have come off the page. So let me just get it back. He will have been delighted. I saw his interview on Sky after the game, and he was clearly over the moon. What I liked about it, he still said we got more to do. And that, listen, never get too carried away with the victories, you know. So you know that we're going to have tougher tests. But Mickey Ross, the boss, is back. Press conference reaction is back. It's only right that I start off with the picture. The picture is legendary. Polymation with the picture. Mickey Ross, Cone Man music. I told you, if we finish top 4, we don't call it Cone Man music anymore. We have to, you know, give him his dues and, you know, call it Maybach music like Ricky Ross, you know. Anthony said October is when we'll really be tested. We will look at the fixtures before we get out of it. Oh, there is Wendy's in England. Honestly, I've never seen them. Big up Anthony with the super chat. Logan Salma said there's one in Rickmansworth, one in Croydon, one in Reading. Oh, we do. I honestly never seen them. I might have to check them out. Koulibaly. Oh, my days. It's all mad. It's all bad, people. Success said we're winning the league. You, relax, man. Calm. Anyway, let's get into the press conference from Mikel Arteta. The ones after the game tend to be shorter, so hopefully we can just skip through it quick. Every word from Arteta's post-Bournemouth presser. After his team made it 3 wins from 3 of the campaign by beating Bournemouth, Mikel was in buoyant mood. I'll skip through if he's waffling, but obviously it's good vibes and we're top of the league. He said on the performance, he said, I'm very happy. It's really difficult to come here and win 3-0. Credit to the boys, the way we played, especially the way we started and continued. It's not easy. We have a good example when they played Villa, how different the game was and how different it became in some parts of the second half. At the same time, we have to look at ourselves in many areas. We can still get much better. I like that. I like that. As much as we're hyped and we're winning games, still look at where we can improve, because I felt the level drop slightly when we made the substitutes, which is natural because you can be a little bit disjointed when you're making 5 subs. But at the same time, I think we've still got to try and bridge that gap in the transfer market, which is why Pedro Neto, Yuri Tielemans, these kind of players would make a big difference, So I like the fact that Arteta's saying 3-0, happy, but we're still looking for improvement. Big up my bro Bavs in the chat. I'm sure all of you in the chat are subscribed to him. If you haven't, go and subscribe to him. He's doing absolutely fantastic over there on his channel. Really proud of the way, he's lifted that channel to beyond 100k. Definitely due a collab. People in the comments saying, when's the collab? We'll sort one out, definitely. I'll have to get him back on a stream. So big up to Bavs. Make sure you go and subscribe to him. If you haven't already, people asking when's the latest vid as well, Bav. So give the people what they want. He said on being top of the table, he said it's just 3 games. It doesn't mean anything. Hey, Mikel, even though I love you saying it doesn't mean anything, because I agree, just let us enjoy the moment. We're enjoying it. I don't know about you. I'm shamelessly telling people, yeah, but we're top of the league. I'm enjoying it. I'm sorry. He said there any... Oh, here we go. Here's the spelling mistakes. There any still other teams? I mean, just please, Arsenal, we love you, man, but who writes your transcripts? Please, give me a decent transcript for once. I just want GCSE English. That's all I need. Just decent grammar, Use spell check. That have to play. He said, what it means is that we have managed to win 3 games, that we are scoring goals, keeping clean sheets. The team is playing and performing well and competing really well. But it's about Monday. Start training again, start to get better at the other things that we have to do as well and focus on Fulham. I don't know about any other Arsenal fan, and I know I shouldn't do this. It's a very dangerous thing to do in football, right? In my head, we've beat Fulham already this weekend. And I know that's a terrible thing to do in football as a fan. It's a dangerous game. And Arteta, of course, can't do that. But there's no way on earth that this Arsenal team, with these players that we've got available at the moment, should be dropping points against Fulham at home. I know, my hands up, it's dangerous. But I'm already thinking, Fulham, tick that box. They're getting dealt with. I don't care about Mitrovic and co. We're turning them over. I know it's dangerous, but that's how I'm feeling right now. We should be tucking them away. On Granit Xhaka playing higher up the pitch, he said, the way I want to play, there are certain spaces that have to be occupied at all times. And as you can see, there's a lot of rotation in that unit with Alex, with Martinelli, with him. He has the ability to do that. He has the capacity to do that. He arrived today in good positions. It's the evolution of the player. I'm telling you now, people, he don't want Granit Xhaka out of this team. I think... Even if Tielemans comes to Arsenal, I don't know if he starts. I honestly don't know if he starts because the role that Xhaka plays, the way that Xhaka goes, and then Zinchenko drops into that position, I'm not sure he gets in this team. That's not my opinion. That's my opinion of what I believe the manager will do. He loves him. And he does look better in that role, I can't lie. On Zinchenko's role, he said he gives us the flexibility to attack in different ways in relation to what the opponent wants to do. Wants to prevent and make spaces that we want to exploit. It's something good to have. Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus. All I can say, and I said it many times in the watch-along, thank you very much, Pep Guardiola, you bold beauty, mate. You have given us 2 monsters and you don't even know it. Gabriel Jesus, you just treated him like a backup dancer, played him right wing, played false nines, didn't even play him. That we've got the Brazilian favela Gabriel Jesus that's starving. Zinchenko. I mean, they sold Zinchenko and signed some guy from Anderlecht that we've never heard of. Again, what a player. So thank you very much, you bold beauty, Pep Guardiola. If you got anyone else you want to get rid of, just let us know. We're ready. I'll take a Mahrez. I'll take a Gundogan. We'll take him. God bless Pep. Yeah, for real. On what Gabriel Jesus has brought to the group, he said new confidence, a new spark, and that winning mentality that he has and the way he competes for every ball and the way he transmits his energy. And his quality to the rest of the team, you could see that again. He was involved in the goals. He didn't score, but he had a goal disallowed. He was involved in the action. We are so much more difficult to play against this season because of Gabriel Jesus. If you was a centre-back last season playing against Lacazette, that's light work. He'd probably in midfield trying to tackle someone. Jesus ain't letting you off the hook, bro. This guy never stops running. We're a different Arsenal this year. We knew Transmit was going to be in there somewhere. On Jesus' attitude, he said, yes, he will keep people grounded. He knows how hard it is to win in football, how much you have to put in. He knows he's still young, but he has experienced it, and he is a really good role model for the rest of the boys. Love that. You need that in a young squad. Jesus is clear of Haaland. I'll keep it calm. I have to admit, I'm going to be totally honest. I've watched Haaland's first 3 games. I don't actually think he's that exciting to watch. That doesn't mean he ain't going to score a bag full of goals. You know, I've tipped him to win the Golden Boot. I actually don't think Haaland is particularly exciting, but he's just a gunman striker. But listen, let's just concentrate on us, you know. Let's concentrate on us. Rowan said, Lacazette made me cry and they weren't tears of joy. Yeah, for real. Yeah, listen, I'm not discrediting Haaland there. I'm just saying I think he's just a goal scorer, not overly exciting to watch. On William Saliba's goal, he said, we've been training that all week. It very much surprised me. Individual talent, a moment of quality. I don't know how you're going to call it. I don't think anybody expected it, and it was great. I'm so happy for the boy. One thing I love about William Saliba, it's amazing how things work out in football, right? My worry with Saliba was that he's going to come back from loan. Gabriel and Ben White will play centre-back. He's not going to play. He'll get Europa League. He'll get Carabao Cup. It will take him ages to get in the team. He won't want to sign a new deal, and he may end up leaving. That was my worry with William Saliba. I'm not saying luckily, but the way things have worked out, Tomiyasu gets injured. Ben White goes right back. It gives Saliba the perfect opportunity to get into the team. And he's grabbed it with both hands. Now it's impossible to take him out of the team. What's going to be interesting is when Tomiyasu gets back in at right back, who plays at centre back. For me, you have to continue with Gabriel and Saliba, but time will tell. He's going to have a decision to make. On whether Zinchenko was telling him not to shoot, he said, probably don't shoot with your left from there. It was probably better to stay on mute. Yeah, exactly. Even me, when he scored it, I didn't even know it was him who hit it. I was shocked. But an unbelievable goal. I think we've just seen goal of the month, that is for sure. On whether the start to the season takes the pressure off the transfer window. He said, we don't like reacting. We like to get players we want, and we believe we will make a big impact on the team. And if we can do that, we will try to do that. If we cannot, we will stay with the players and the squad that we have. I mean, listen, good that he's not reactionary, but at the same time, man, we need to get another 1 or 2 in for me. People saying technically Lacazette is a no-go. Nah, he's better than him. Someone just said Haaland is Lukaku with more tech. I never said this, people, so don't get on to me. On there being no fan pressure to get more players in. See, why are they asking him stupid questions like that? Like who told them there's no fan pressure to get more players in? You speak to any Arsenal fan right now, no matter how happy they are, I think every Arsenal fan would say Arsenal need a couple more. So that's a nonsense question, whoever asked that. Arteta said it hasn't changed, but we know where we are short and where we have to add more firepower. If we can do it, we will do it. Now, I love that answer because he's given us a little answer there without probably meaning to. He's saying we need more firepower. So are we looking for a striker or a winger? You would say winger because Edu admitted that we made the offer for Rafinha. The Neto thing seems, definite. So clearly we're looking for somebody that can play across the front line that we can rotate. So I love the fact that he's saying we need more firepower. So maybe the winger is more of the priority than the midfielder. My worry would be if we don't sign the midfielder as well, because I still believe we're a Thomas Partey injury away from a serious problem. Doesn't matter how good we look. Granit Xhaka and El Neni in midfield is not the answer. Mr. Gunner said Arteta looks like he didn't appreciate that goal from Saliba. I'm not going to get into that too much because, I don't want to come across negative. I didn't really see much of his interview, so I didn't see anything to see that he didn't appreciate it. So I'm defending Arteta a bit. You better clip that. Everyone always said I got agenda. You see, I just defended Arteta. Happy Monday, people. Like the video and subscribe. We move. On Saliba's all-round performance, he said he got a clean sheet as well, which is the most important thing. If you score a goal, that's a bonus, but they're doing what they need to do to keep that clean sheet every game. On whether he'll be singing his new chant on the way home, he said the boys are already singing it in the dressing room. Good. We love that banter. Good feel-good factor, Don't worry, we have Fabio Vieira. Is he a centre midfielder, though? I don't know. Yeah, do we miss Dusan Vlahovic? I think we did well in the end, I think we bought the better striker in Gabby. Curtis do the French out. Well, listen, if there's a player available, we would do it. Arsene Wenger. Imagine me having this YouTube channel during the Arsene Wenger days, man. It's probably a good job I don't. Because I wouldn't have wanted to disrespect him publicly when I think he's an absolute icon. As you can see, I've got him on the green screen today with a gold trophy. On potential exits, he said there are a few players that we have to leave out of the squad, unfortunately. It's painful, but we'll try to bring the team and squad that is best conditioned to give us the chance to win the game. No Ainsley, no Bellerin, no Pepe. I think those are the three that are probably heading out in this transfer window. South London's Finest said Juventus fans don't like Dusan. Balogun, 3 goals in 3 games. Love to see that in the French league. Could be great experience for him this year over there at Reims, I believe. Is it Rems or Reims? Apologies if I'm butchering that name. Gakpo tall and scores goals. Apparently Man U are going for him if they don't get Anthony. So let's see. Willian is training at Fulham. They haven't signed him yet. So we'll have to see. Reims, there you go. I've been saying rhymes. Buster Rhymes business, I don't know what I'm doing there. Anyway, let's finish. He said, on seeing the progress since his first game in charge, it takes time to get something from the players that we have today to the players that we had at the time. It's been a massive change and I'm happy. Everyone feels more attached to the team, the club and the way we're playing. And we're winning football matches. On whether it has taken longer than expected to reach this point, he said, I'll keep that to myself. That is interesting. That is interesting. I would have loved to have seen him answer that. Vishal said, Curtis, your hairline would look like Gabrielle if you had this channel during the Arsene Wenger era. I mean, Arteta had me ripping a shirt. I don't know what Arsene Wenger would have had me doing. 40 million and a pound, all of that stuff. My head would have gone. A fam said, I'm a Juventus fan. I'm positive about Vlahovic scored a brace in our last game. There you go. I let it off. It's interesting. He didn't want to answer that. Why not? Answer the question, brother. On 3 different players wearing the armband today, he said, they are the leaders. I decided to name captains. They're the ones the team decided should be in the leadership group. The team decided it. He said, I'm delighted. We have very different characters, different ways of being and ways of thinking. I think they all represent the club in a really good way. And there we go. End of waffle settings, people. Odegaard started as captain. And then I think Xhaka and then Jesus, all 3 of them wore the armband. So, yeah, people, let's get into some of your comments before we round up. We've been on for an hour and 20 minutes. Don't forget, people, today's video, as I said, is sponsored by the guys at footballprizes.co.uk. The link is in the description below. Win 2 hospitality tickets, VIP, to this weekend's game at the Emirates. Arsenal against Fulham, 5:30 kickoff. Tickets are £9.95. They are only available in the UK and Republic of Ireland. There are only 65 tickets for this competition, which gives you a bit of a better opportunity of winning. You can buy as many tickets as you want. If you do win, make sure you come back. Let the community know that you won. So big up to Football Prizes for supporting the channel. 2,400 of you in the chat. Surely we can hit 1,000 likes and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Man United Liverpool watch along later on, people. Make sure you tune in for that. Barcelona and Chelsea are close to an agreement for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, people. I think they pressed the panic button. The rumours were on Friday that the deal wasn't going to happen, but I think the way they stunk out Ellen Road yesterday, and they never looked like scoring with Havertz up front, so it looks as if they've pulled the trigger £22 million deal, and it looks as if Aubameyang is on his way to Chelsea. And I have to admit, I don't like that deal. I just don't. I don't like it because they look weak, and I think he helps them because he's just a poacher, and I think that's all they need is a poacher. They had Lukaku that back to goal, strong, all of that. It didn't work. Timo Werner, if you look at it, he had great success at Chelsea in terms of chances in the penalty area. The problem was he couldn't finish his dinner. I think Oba will be scoring them, and it's been confirmed. Guillaume Balaguer has just confirmed it as well. I don't like it. I don't like it. How interesting is Chelsea against Arsenal at the Emirates with Aubameyang playing up front for Chelsea? That is just going to be outrageous. Guillaume Balaguer has just confirmed it. Agreement between Barcelona and Chelsea for Aubameyang is very close. Xavi wants him to stay, but Barcelona have too many forwards and not enough midfielders that can help Xavi with his plan. Bernardo Silva is still a huge target. I would say he is considered essential, and the squad would be short without him. So it looks as if they're sacrificing Oba to get in Bernardo Silva. Interesting thing for them, you know, they've only really got Lewandowski. If he gets injured, who plays up front? Maybe they play Ferran Torres. But Aubameyang on his way out to Chelsea, that is going to be a big headline news. All or nothing pushed Oba to sign for Chelsea. I guess Oba and Troops aren't that close after all. Yeah, people were saying he told him he wouldn't go there. About to see Koundé and Kissy playing next. Why Chelsea of all clubs? Listen, it's London. It's his former manager. They're in the Champions League. Why not? Bernardo Silva would be a massive loss. But I've got the impression all summer that Pep thinks that he will go if Barcelona can get the money, which is interesting. Ian said just in time to hit the like button. Aubameyang versus Arteta grudge match. Oba coming back with smoke. Let me finish off here. Can't wait for the Big Six. Matisse, don't go anywhere. Make sure you tune in for the Big Six tonight. Always like to support Turkish on his channel. Love that show as well. Usually on 9, 10 o'clock, Matisse going to get absolutely cooked. And I'm sure whoever loses out of United and Liverpool will get cooked on that as well. Don't forget, people, the link is in the description below. Get voting. Football Content Awards. We want to win the awards. The link's in there for the nominated ones that I'm in. Best Premier League Club Creator, Best Content Creator, and Best in Video. Footballprizes.co.uk in the description. And I'll be back later on. Man United Liverpool watch along, and we'll be back tomorrow, people. Oba is on his way to Chelsea. Were we right to get rid of him? Well, at the moment, we're top of the league, so things are looking up. Gabriel Jesus is the answer. Enjoy the rest of your day, people, and I'll see you all soon. Bless.